Masking fluid. You might have passed this in the craft store and wondered if it's an accessory worth buying. Let me show you why it's a watercolor must-have. Hi everyone, I'm Backrolls, and welcome to the Nintendo Nerds, a series where we talk about art, design, and all things Nintendo. So stick around, because in today's video, I'll be showing you why masking fluid is a must-add to your painting arsenal, as well as providing some tips on painting a deep, rich galaxy background. First off, thanks so much for the overwhelmingly positive response to our fundraiser for Reclaim the Block. We have raised over $300 so far this month, and this Kirby painting was a commission that was part of that fundraising. As a tiny little channel that could, we really appreciate the outpouring of support we received for even doing something like this. We're still selling prints and original artworks exclusively for charity, so get in touch with us if you'd like some art yourself. So, what is masking fluid? It's actually liquid latex, not all that unlike what you would use in special effects makeup. It's an easy way to cover parts of your page where you'd like to preserve the natural white of the paper. Now, this is most commonly used by a lot of artists to cover only small areas or thin lines, but I didn't go to art school to get told I was using masking fluid wrong. And frankly, I really like the effect that you get when you cover a large section of your paper. It allows you to get really ambitious when you know a certain section of your paper won't get ruined. As you can see, once the shape I want preserved is covered in masking fluid and has dried completely, I can get the entire rest of my painting wet without fear. To make this effect, you need to work quickly on damp paper before it dries so that your colors can settle and combine together. Starting with peacock blue as my lightest value and working my way toward indigo, my darkest value, I began dropping pigment onto the wet page, fanning away from the center a little further away each time, as well as adding some splashes of purple for some color depth and complexity. I also left a large untouched section of white in the middle of the paper as well. While dropping in pigment, I made sure that I had a lot of water on the page because I didn't want any of my background to dry really granulated and intense. If your pigment is looking a little too intense where you've recently applied paint and you want a gentler blend, add a small amount of water to your brush and dilute the intensity. You can also, with great care, take a paper towel and wipe or dab paint directly off the paper, but this takes some practice, so be easy on yourself while you're learning this. Once the galaxy background is completely dried, I'm just going to go in and add a really light, thin layer of pigment to the bottom of my galaxy cloud, just to give it some depth. All white would be just a little too intense here and wouldn't really convey that it was far away. Once that is done, it's time for my favorite part of painting with masking fluid, and that's getting to safely make some splatters. I really love the effect of getting a really loaded brush and giving it a good smack over the top of your page for a fun, noisy background effect. If you do this while the paper is still wet, it makes for a great way to randomly add soft bits of color to your page, and if the paper is already dry, it makes for a great water spray or stars like you see here. Now that my background is finished and it's completely dry, it's time to peel, peel, peel. By preserving the white of the page while creating my background, I didn't have to worry about making some kind of mess that would render my painting no good. Making a mess, in fact, was kind of the point. Now I can go in and paint the main subject of my piece using wet on dry painting to ensure a bold pop of color on top of this softer, smoother background. Now I have to tell you, when I was early on in my painting career, I had someone try to tell me that I was using masking fluid wrong and that I should cover up my subjects with another piece of paper. But I want to just say, I never would have become comfortable with painting backgrounds if I had followed their advice. Sometimes you just need to let the art advice in one ear and out the other, especially if you've found something that already resonates with you. You know, if we all followed the same rules, art just wouldn't be any fun at all. And I've personally yet to find any method that allows me to make such a mess with abandon. If you find another way that works, let me know so I can share the knowledge. And there you have it, my demonstration on why masking fluid is a must-have for your watercolor arsenal. We hope that you're feeling inspired to get out there and make some art yourselves. Creating is always better with friends, so let us know what nerdy project you have in the works. Message us on Twitter or Instagram, and we may just have to invite you onto the show to share it with us. As always, we hope you leave this video ready to pick up a Pro Controller, a paintbrush, or a pen. I'm Backrolls, and this has been the Nintendo Nerds.